I just opened up a little bit early, so I'll let everyone join in first before we get started. I'll just go and quickly put kettle on.
You have a cold, Craig?
No, it's been a long day at work. Been really busy. So just literally got in 45 minutes ago. So I've just got in, sync kids, and then come up here, set it all up, and then started me compounding. So I ain't had time for a coffee out yet. So I'm just gonna quickly go and make a coffee, like 2 minutes. Give everyone a chance to get into chat as well.
Yeah, well done.
Get strong.
Right, I'm back. Let's get this started recording. So welcome everyone. Thanks everyone for joining the AMA. I just wanted to do a quick update. So polls are doing great. Constant question that keeps coming in chat, and just want to cover it. If you go through not the last video, the video before, I showed screenshots while I was doing it were a live video, so you've seen all the polls, and we did the working out. So people say, well, it should be a 0% Ponzi. Now it can't be a 0% Ponzi because it's a farm. It's not a miner. A miner you can call a 0% at any time. A farm, because there is actually a contract end date, you can't actually call it a 0% Ponzi until we get to the 200 days. I have a lot of funds, of your funds, in my hands, so I have to be very, very careful with whoever messages me. Anyone with market proposals instantly gets blocked anyway. All I see is a high. and 99% of scam messages come as hi. So they automatically get blocked, and sorry, but that person got to put into Telegram from jail, which wasn't my fault. They have been told before to please make sure you tag me. Pools are doing great. Today has been absolutely amazing. There is rumours there's going to be a dump, so I'm watching the markets the minute. The B&B, so we can get even more B&B going into the pool. So yeah, we're doing really well. Phantom, I changed some for Phantom, was waiting to get into the pool, but we're really late, so I thought I'd leave it another day because I'm waiting for this other token to actually dump a little bit. And then Phantom went up to 28 cents, so we made quite a bit of profit on there. So luckily I didn't swap it over to the other token at the time because we wouldn't have made that a little bit of profit. Matic has gone over $1, and I had just over 1,000 Matic in the wallet, so we made about 20 cents on each Matic there since it's been held in that wallet. What's the other one? I have pulled out of 2 pools. I'm about to pull out of Pancake Swap because of the low APR. I'm going to put some of that more into Grizzly so we can have a better vision on all the pools rather than having 6 or 7 different pools. So I am going to still diversify in between around 3 pools. I did do 1 token. As I said yesterday, I bought a token and put 2 BNB in it. It was from the marketing wallet. So we used the marketing wallet of 2 BNB. We made that into 4 BNB. 2 BNB went back into the marketing wallet and 2 BNB went over to the pools. So we made a profit there. Another one is there's roughly in the pool, it's giving me at the moment, it won't stay like it, it's 2% a day. So there's $20,000 in there, and I'm earning $400 per day just from that. I'm compounding one day and moving $400 every now and again straight to USDC. So we're earning quite a bit. We are well ahead of schedule, and it's pumping. It really is pumping. So is anybody wanting any questions before I go over what are the Cake Fortune, Elk Fortune, and the Farmer Fortune updates are? The upper pool is on Phantom. It's a live pool. So it's roughly about 97% a year, but it's auto compound. And it's a live USDC pair. Yeah, Gala, I missed that pump. When I checked the trending, it had already pumped like 1,000%, and I'd missed it. So I'm not going to buy now when it's at the bottom because the chances of it going back up are very, very slim. Yeah, it went up to 4 cents a token, and it's now just under 0.001. So it was a massive dump when it happened. Probably one person had a massive bag when they bought it. It's so cheap, but I missed that pump. Yeah, I'll still keep watching tokens, but it's tokens I need to know what the tokens used for as well. And I didn't have a great deal of info on the Gala, so that's another reason why I was a bit iffy on it. So anyway, let's go on to Cake Fortune, Elk Fortune, and Farmer Fortune update. So this week we're going to do things differently. The injections are normally tomorrow. I'm going to be doing the injections on Monday instead. But the simple fact is, on the interest pools, I'm wanting to increase the 0% on the Cake Fortune, because that's the next one. Alka Fortune is 0%. Unless we get like 50 people joining in Alka Fortune, it'll continue to be a 0% Ponzi. So what we're doing is, normally the Monday there is an injection into the syrup pools from Farmer Fortune of the 0.5% of all deposits. We are going to do directly deposits into the actual contracts instead of the syrup pools, to increase you getting more back each and every single day of your compounds. Try and build you back up to that 3%. And in the meantime, I'm doing daily compounds in the syrup pool to build that interest as well. So as you know, there was like nearly 60, or it might have been a little bit more than 60, cake went into Cake Fortune. So you can guarantee there's going to be a hell of a lot more than that next week, because we're doing daily compounds. But Monday will be the 0.5. And last week, the 0.5 was around, correct me if I'm wrong, Lucio, because it went into, I think it were about $600. So that went into the interest of the syrup pools for Cake Fortune, Alka Fortune. At this precise minute, we do not need the Alka Fortune having an injection, but we're still going to do it for a couple of weeks just in case we get any more people joining in. A lot of people don't like joining the Alka Fortune because it's a DEX token. So once we get to 200 days or close to 200 days where we know we are good to go, we may decide to say, look, whoever's already deposited, we'll still keep injecting the interest each and every week, but we'll start gradually letting the contract drop, and we'll change it to like a BUSD one or something like that. So it's a bit more stable coin, so it's more of a use case for everybody. And do the lotteries and the highest depositor and everything, because more people are probably going to join using a BUSD one. Rather than the ALK. It is way too soon to do anything now. I need to concentrate on the farm, but it is a possibility that we could be changing the ALK to a different token. So when people are asking me which one should they join, this is the main reason why I've been saying the Cake of Fortune. I did mention it on the video yesterday, or yesterday or day before, I can't even remember now, that there may be a change within the ALK of Fortune. So that's why I've been saying it's better to go into the Cake of Fortune, because you're going to benefit in the long run. Hi, crypto. Yeah. So that's where we're at. So there's going to be more of a use case with the BUSD. It's going to benefit everyone more rather than the ALK, because like we said, we did get that partnership with ALK Finance, but they never ever announced it, and they kept stalling a lot of things, and they wanted us to lock up our funds and keep it in their syrup pools, and I wasn't going to do that because there was no movement from their half. We was doing everything, saying, yeah, we agreed to it to start off with, we locked it all up, and there was no movement, so we changed it, and we said, no, we're taking it out of the syrup pools. They're not doing it, their half of the bargain, so why should we lock up the funds and just use the interest where we could earn more interest elsewhere by changing it into a BUSD coin, which is why each week has been bigger interest, whereas ALK token is actually dropping in price, but we're earning more using it in BUSD on a syrup pool. So that's why there's been the bigger in jumps rather than the little jumps if we left it as ALK. Yeah, Gala, I don't know. Gala had a massive dump. It were a humongous dump. I'm looking at charts now. It had a massive dump, then it had a big spike again, and then a massive dump, and it's still stabilized around 0.001, which I'm not going to do anything now. So it had an exploit. Yeah, so it's no point even attempting to even go in there, because when something has an exploit, it'll just cause friction everywhere. and you never know whether that person can mint anymore. So it's not a good thing to do. So would be advising to stay away from that. But when we do decide what's going off with the Alka Fortune, we will let everyone know. But we have had one new investor, so we need to make sure that person does ROI, because that would basically just call us out for not being a 0%. We made it out as a 0% plus earning a passive income. So that's why we said just let it. Let me just read this message. Yeah, I'll get back to you in a second, Mohammed. Where's my chat now? I've got to find my chat. There we are. So yeah, the biggest one at the moment is the 20K investment and earning $400 a day, which is really good. So that's a big boost for us at the moment. So yeah, the reinvestment is helping, and this is what we needed to make sure everyone understood. The reason why we're saying it's not a 0% at the moment, because we do still need some reinvestments, which at the moment is around 68% of all investors are reinvesting, which is giving us that extra 50% every time you reinvest, which builds that cert pools and builds the interest each and every day. So as you're reinvesting, you're giving us a little bit more time for compounding and building that compound interest and finding other means of income as well. Like I did say, the last AMA, we was offered a bot, which we could have bought for $5,000. I'm not anywhere near that point yet. I want us to be safe, and then I will pay for that bot out of my own pocket and see where we go, and just use marketing funds so it's no risk to yourselves or the project. But I need to see full proof, and not just by a week or 2 week. I want to see a couple of months of these trades from that bot to make sure it does work. It is a trusted person that we could get this bot from, but I want a couple of months of trades to make sure it does work. Yeah, everyone's been asking for a BUSD version of a miner, but we thought it was the wrong time to bring one out, because you still look now, and on Moonarch, there's like literally 3 or 4 a day of BUSD miners coming out each and every single day, and people are stuck which ones to actually get in. And at the time, like I say, we only had like 270 members in the group. So it would take that little bit longer to actually make us a 0%. Whereas now we can see where our old faults was with the Cake of Fortune, where it's only 2.5% of all deposits going into the syrup pools. Now we can see where we can build and make things a lot quicker, a lot faster, and make it so it's a pure passive income every single day. We will be making it so it's like the same as Elk. So it's 1 day compound, 1 day withdraw. So you know exactly where you are. That's the way we like you to do it. We like you to do where it's 1 day compound, 1 day withdraw. We don't advise you to do anything where it's a constant compound. We want you to take your profit. We want you to ROI. We want you to make a profit and have a constant passive income. And that's what the whole platform's all about. The whole ecosystem will all be about. And the future plans will also be about. As you all seen also this morning, in my time, it was 1:15 a.m. Justin Pratt came into the group. So he said he's going to dig in a lot further. So I have tagged him and said, look, please just have a phone call with myself and I'll go through everything, even do a VC with just him and the team so we can explain things properly, just so they know exactly what's going off. Because with what's gone off with other platforms just lately, I'd rather people know everything in full detail and come from my mouth, not just typing and trying to explain things that way. I'd rather everything come from the whole team as a legitimate purpose rather than just boom and things get said wrong. No plans on any game. The UI I'm happy with, the team happy with, the community is happy with. We will be building a website where you can link up all the dApps on one place rather than having 3 different screens. You can just have the one screen and go to each dApp from that website. That is in the process. We are having a GitHub site for the white paper, so we'll be updating from the website. The only reason we went to a website white paper is because at the time we did the white paper, there was a PDF white paper that was going around and people were scared of opening any PDFs because it drained the wallets, because it was sending a malicious bug through to the computer and drained all the wallets. So that's the only reason why we didn't. So now we're going to be going to a GitHub, so it's more professional in that way. But the website is like we said, everything is staying the same. We're not doing too much. We don't want to add too much to the UI because it'll add to the UI, which means it'll run slower for yourselves and it could cause the glitch where you couldn't change the 1BNB. At the moment, we've got everything. We don't want to be messing around with it too much. Yeah, USDT is still running. That is one of Zamba's own projects that we integrated with Farmer Fortunes, that the Fortune Hunters, sorry. So we just wanted to help him build his own platform. I helped him build the contract and everything. He did the UI himself and he launched it and it did pretty well. But at the time, there was all that commotion with USDT. They didn't know whether it were going to go downhill or anything. So yeah, it is working. It's the same protocol except for Zamba as all the actions on the USDT. Is there any more questions? You don't have to talk in VC. You can type your questions out and I'll answer them. That's no problem. No, it's only for this week, David. We just wanted to give the contracts that bigger boost rather than just what we've earned the interest. It's a bigger boost from the Farmer Fortune injection than what it is through the interest. So it's going to be a lot bigger amount going in. But remember, it'll only be this week that amount will go in. The next week, it will be back to the interest. I just want a full 7 days of compound to get more closer to a 0% faster on the cake fortune. The Elka fortune is a 0% at this precise time. You'll receive the advertised payout minus 3% sustainability tax, which stays in the contract. Nobody receives that apart from the contract. Minimum deposit for which one? Yeah, the deposit in halfback is a longer term play, and it helps sustain the platform as well as helps us build that 0% a lot faster. Yeah, once we get to a sustainable level, we can reduce the withdrawal days to be a lot quicker if you wanted to get a lot quicker. That's exactly, it's whatever you want. It's just for at this people that have invested from day one, unless they've reinvested, the gas fees would have been more than the withdrawals every 5 days. That's the only reason why we started that to start off with. There is a chance of changing the max deposit on plan one, but we'll see. We'll put that down to a community vote later on. At this precise time, I want to keep everything as it is. $100 BNB would be great, but what we tested to a maximum of 50 BNB. And with it being 100 BNB, and if that person decided they wanted to withdraw every single day, could reduce us to not getting that 0%. So that's where we kept it at 50%. That way, if only one person's withdrawing or has got the full 50%, it's not going to harm what we're making back end. Yeah, but the rumors are that there's partnerships going with Twitter. They're going to integrate crypto within Twitter, so you can pay for subscription through crypto, which is what Binance are doing, and they're helping with the Web3. So that's why I think there's a little pump at the moment. There's not been an official leak of the Twitter. It's just been all over these news pages that I read. But there is where it said there's been too much BNB bought at this time. We're ready for a dip. So that's what I'm watching out for. And then I can quickly change it to BUSD and then swap back to BNB when it goes low. Yeah, if we need to be at this precise minute, we don't need to inject anything for 3 weeks. That's where we are now. We can constantly compound for the next 3 weeks if every single person in the contract kept withdrawing. So we're good for 3 weeks. But if need be, we will be injecting, yeah. Yeah, have you seen the amount of tokens that have come out about Dodge so far? Last night, I think I counted 10. Yeah, you just got to be careful when messaging me. I do instantly block, whether you're in the group or not. You have to tag me before you DM me. Yeah, I'm big on security, so I don't answer any DMs unless you tag me in chat and say what the actual information is. If it's just proposals or like that, I just instantly ban anyway. Block. I don't ban you. People keep asking why one person said, open your eyes and everything else. You'll see what this project's all about, and it's just going to take all your money. The reason I don't ban is because I want them to see when this actually works and basically see that it actually worked and that they're too late. But I want people to see for themselves rather than just instantly ban. I like people to have their own say. And please feel free to ask any question. No question is a silly question. Every question will be answered to the best of my ability. And if I can't answer, there'll be a team member that answers. The person who normally does all the numbers for us is actually away for a week or two. But I've got what numbers I need. It's just I do all mine jotting down. He does all his on a PDF, which Nelson. So that's why there's not been a Medium article this week. So at this precise moment, with 50 BNB as max deposit, nothing. Can't do anything with the platform, and that's why we had a max of 50 BNB. And remember, whales are not all nasty. It goes on a community. If a community continues to work together, a whale will work with a community. There are some whales that just constantly withdraw, but please don't think every single whale is out for getting everything, because they do like to earn a passive income. Yeah. Cake of Fortune it's basically my baby. That was the first project that we brought out to be a 0%, but we didn't have a higher dev fee, as what we say, technical terms. Even though the dev don't actually get a fee, everything goes into the syrup pools to earn an interest. None of us got any payment from Cake Fortune or Alka Fortune, and Zamba's the same with the USDT. We haven't took any payments. Everything is going into syrup pools, but we didn't have a high enough dev fee to actually reduce that 0% a lot quicker, and that's why it's took over 8 months. Well, it's nearly 8 months now. $10 BNB. What do you mean? If you put in 10 BNB, or do you mean the platform 10 BNB? The platform, you gotta be careful. It's 20% a day. No project at 20% a day is sustainable. Anything above 6% is not a sustainable platform. Yeah, we've battle tested it to 50 BNB. That's why we don't want to increase it at this precise moment. Once we get to safety point of saying, yeah, we've got enough to pay, say, 75% of you at 400%, then we can upgrade. We can upgrade the UI and everything else. We've got nothing to worry about then. But at this precise moment, we don't want to do too much messing about. Uh, 10 BNB, 10 BNB.io. Nobody knows the dev. It was put in the audit as well that just to be careful. So just be careful if you are in it. Make sure you try and get out as fast as you can, because remember, on the 10th day, when everybody can withdraw, you've got to be fast. And I mean fast, because that's 400%, 200% on every single person's deposit. Yeah, it is only for that project, but if people are in it, please be careful. And a big example of that was the, I can't remember what it was called now. Lucio might be able to help me with it. Code began with a C. And it was 20% a day, and it literally lasted a week. And I estimated a week. Yeah, go ahead, Bruno.
Hi everyone. My question is about Cake of Fortune. So I already make my ROI long time ago, and since I make the ROI, basically, the contract balance at Cake of Fortune just dropped, and like that also my rewards. So for now my wallet just arrived at 0.50. What I'm into, it's per day I having now about half of cake now, but I pretend to arrive, till 3% there. So if I spend, I would say 1 cake per day. I'm trying to, but now it's a little bit difficult because my profits are a little bit low. And I make usually an injection about 2 days. I would say to each 2 days, I put 1 cake in, but the daily rewards barely move. Okay, so I would say if I redeposit every 2 days, in that case I withdraw and redeposit again. I would say in about 2 months, I could try to come back at 3%. No, did you know what I mean?
Yeah, I understand. You got a bit of an echo as well, but I understood what you meant. Yeah, computer compromised by the devil. It sounded like you got a voiceover thing on it. Yeah, so like I say, this week, that's why we wanted to give a bigger injection rather than just the interest. And that's why we said we're going to put the 0.5% of all deposits into the Cake Fortune, Alka Fortune, USDT, and the BUSD machine, which we already know the BUSD machine already gets done. And last week was over 600. We tested it with the USDT last week, and we've noticed it's literally had 50 USDT took out from in the last week when there was 600 USDT put into the contract. So that's why we tested it out first, and that's why we're going to do it for all three of our platforms, and then next week go back to putting them back into the syrup pools. It's just we wanted a bigger injection rather than you sticking and trying to work back up from like 1% up to 2%. At least this way, it's going to give you that big, massive boost because there's been a big injection into the contract. Nobody has bought miners. It will be directly deposited into contract. So there'll be no inflation at all. It's just an injection into the contract. So you'll see that big jump from, say, 1% to maybe 1.5%. Which is why we're trying to build you all back up to the 3% daily with the 0% Ponzi. And this is the quickest way we can do it so that we give a bigger injection, which is going to counteract everybody's withdrawal for that 1 week. In that 1 week, we've got a full week of compounding the interest, giving a bigger injection next week and then every week afterwards. So it's going to quickly build up the compound interest that we're building on the back end to give more of an injection every single week. Yeah, 20% a day is the stupidity, but people do join it because it's 20% a day. But let's keep the updates for Cake Fortune, Elk Fortune, and Farmer Fortune. In the last 24 hours, we've had roughly about 68 BNB injected. So we're doing well for today. We beat yesterday's. We will look in more depth just after Christmas. At least at the Christmas time, we would know exactly how much extra everybody's going to be getting. Yeah, Cake Fortune, yeah. Don't worry, there'll be no late entry, and that's been proven on the 3 previous projects that we brought out. I've got it down to a T now. The first week of Farmer Fortune was absolutely hectic, but I was only at work for 2 days that week. I on purposely booked some time off. But now I've got it down to a T where I can go to work, come back, do all my compounding, come on chat with you lot, answer any questions that need answering. I have all the team that do the hardest work during the day of answering the questions. And honestly, there's like 3 or 4 questions of the same question every single day. I can, yeah, that's not an issue. At this precise moment, I still want to keep it in Pancake Swap for now. With Grizzly, I have to. It's costing quite a lot in BNB for the compounding, because it's like 0.3 BNB, but after they've done the estimate, it ends up being 0.125 BNB every time I compound through Grizzly, and that's the same with most platforms that give you their own token. You've got like Animal Farm is the exact same thing. Animal Farm, no, I have put I've got my own money in Animal Farm, but what is pretty dangerous with Animal Farm is it's locked, and you are on 90% tax to withdraw unless you leave it in there for 30 days, and then you've got 60% tax. So it's a lot harder with that. Whereas if I need to make an injection, I need to be able to get them funds into the contract rather than losing 90% of the funds. It was an option, but at this precise time, with all the taxes that is going off on it, no, it's not an option. I think it's going to have a correction soon. It's pumped up way too fast, too quick. Yeah, it's probably going to go to about 450 and then it's going to have its correction. They reckon there's going to be a big pump and then it'll have a big correction, which probably jump it back down to about 320. But at that point, I'm going to be changing to BUSD and wait for that bottom point and pump back into BNB, so we get extra BNB at that point for that reason. Sorry, there's fireworks going up all over the place. I basically have my YouTube, and the ads that come on my YouTube help generate more money into the whole of Fortune Hunters, not just one project. So it'll be split between the pools every month, sorry, on around the 15th of every month. Last month, there was only $48. So it didn't actually accumulate to enough to actually send to the bank account. And then it'll go back in. So that's why I say it's nice to watch the videos and watch it all the way through, because them ads actually help yourselves as well, because I'm giving everything back. Yeah, so that's what we're watching for at the moment. We're waiting for that pump and then dump. So when we get that pump and dump, you're talking, if it does correct to about 320 and it goes up to about 420 to 450, that's an extra $100 each BNB. It's going to generate literally a third of what we've got extra in BNB. And at that point, we can basically say, yeah, we can look at next part. Yeah, the games are a lot harder to make. And you find with games, they have a little trend to start off with. And people buy the token, they wait for that pump, and then the dump. And then people get absolutely horrendously peed off because there's that massive dump. And then you lose everything. You lose credibility. You lose everything. That's something we don't want to be doing. We don't want to be losing it because of something that can pump and dump, which is why we said on the original roadmap, it would be, if we brought out a token, we would bring out stuff previously to earn the liquidity, so that there's going to be no pre-sale. It will just be liquidity be already added to the token. And then we'll do a automatically instant LMS kind of thing. We won't be using a bot to do the LMS. We'll be controlling because it'll need to be between two certain points rather than just one. And that's where we're going to be going. Everything can be done until we can understand the LMS function better and get it to the point of, because with it being run by a scripts can go down, and we need someone in front of that script at all times. And if we still got Farm of Fortune running with the Cake Fortune, Elk Fortune, the USDT cash flow, we're going to have a hell of a lot controlling a bot as well. And a lot of projects which have been using bots lately they've gone down, and they've gone down big time. And you think one project alone, people have been compounding. And I figured it out because I invested the 5K of my own money and compounded like an absolute idiot. And it turns out your initial deposit minus the withdrawals, and they didn't count your compounds as deposits. So I lost a lot. I ended up getting 16. Well, I haven't got it back yet, but they've estimated 69 BUSD back. So I lost quite a lot. there's only one project that I invest in, which has got bots, and that's the automated USDT. And they launched another one yesterday, automated BUSD. I have put in on automated BUSD. I put 3K of my own money, and that's simply because the dev actually shows live videos of trades. It DMs me all the time of the trades, and it gives me signals, but I just haven't got the time to do these signals for everything what I'm doing. So that's one reason why I don't have time to actually do them signals. So is there any other questions? And if not, I am going to end the AMA. Yeah, no worries. So what we've got to understand is there'll be no injections into Cake Fortune or Elk Fortune tomorrow. It will be on Monday. In the meantime, we'll be compounding every day into the syrup pools so we can build that daily interest. I will update on Monday of how much daily interest will be from the Cake and the Elk of Fortune. So you know exactly how much is going into the contract, end of every 7 days. But remember, it'll be 6 days of interest. 1 day will still be compound every single week. But once we get a couple of weeks over the interest coming into the syrup pools, and my kids are screaming in the background. So on say in 2 weeks' time, we will no longer be needing the 0.5% from the Farmer Fortune into Elka Fortune. So what we will be doing is that 0.5% will inject back into the contract. Well, not into the contract, but into the syrup pools. So that 0.5 will generate more income. With what we have and what I had jotted down last night, which I went over it and did all the figures, we won't need it into Cake of Fortune for long either. So that's why I said I'll put it back into the Farmer Fortune, which is something that needs it. So yeah, I am going to end the AMA. If anyone does have any more questions, please feel free to type away in chat and tag me if I'm not actually on chat. And I will answer as soon as I possibly can. But I am going to be doing some more scouring to see if there's any trends that are coming up to about to pump. And we'll use like 1 BNB of the marketing money. And you all saw yesterday the 1 BNB was given out to the winner of the highest depositor. We will be doing that roughly once a week. The highest depositor. So every week there'll be a 1 BNB giveaway, and we'll also do some other giveaways as well. So the lowest depositors can actually get a chance of winning rather than it just be the highest depositors. So I want to benefit everybody. Like I said, the platform's not about whales. It's about the smaller investors too. So I am going to end the AMA. Thanks every single one of you for joining. It will be posted in here and the announcement channel. Please make sure you are in the announcement channel. It's a lot easier to find these AMAs and the injections and pinned messages. So it's always best to be in there. And you don't have to type away in there. It's just every time there's a new update, it'll automatically come through to your phones, or that's if you got a notification on, or you'll be able to see it straight away. So thanks everyone for joining, and I will do the regular Sunday AMA. So we've only got another 2 days, and there'll be another AMA update where we're doing the screenshots of all the pools and a update to the graph to see exactly how many BNB we've actually got, so you'll know exactly where we are. And I will see you then. So I am going to get off and get carried on what I normally do. Thanks for joining. Unless any other admin or team have got anything else to say. Yeah, so I'm going to end it here. I'm sure there was something else I meant to say, but I will, if I remember what we're going to say, I will pin it into the group. So I will also pin the announcement channel, so please make sure you are in there. It's always good. It's a lot easier to find stuff, honestly. When you're trying to scroll or press the search bar and you type in AMA, it'll probably come up with 50. Whereas if you go in an announcement channel, you can just scroll up a couple of notifications and it'll be there. So thanks everyone, and thanks every single YouTuber as well that has been doing videos. It's been amazing. Everyone's done videos and nobody's charged anything for videos. It's been absolutely amazing. So it's kept the marketing funds for what we can do further down the line. So say in a couple of months' time when we might need the marketing money, we've got some there ready for it. I'm not going to do anything yet with the lottery. Like I say, I want to see where we're going with the Alka Fortune to see what happens next, whether we change it to the BUSD or not. So we'll keep everything as it is for now. And see what, I'll tell you what, we'll give it a week, see what it's like in a week. And I'll see what